Okay, we are working on sequences today. I can write and graph equations of arithmetic sequences. So, vocabulary today, sequence is a list of numbers in a specific order. Term of a sequence is just a number in the sequence. Arithmetic sequences, a pattern in which each term after the first is found by adding a constant, the common difference, which is D, to the previous term. Common difference is the difference between the consecutive terms in an arithmetic sequence. And we're just going to look at the definitions for a geometric sequence so we know the difference. So a geometric sequence is a sequence of numbers where each term after the first is found by multiplying the previous one by a fixed non-zero number. So this is multiplication. Oops, sorry about that. This is multiplication and this is addition. That's the difference. In the common ratio, these go together and these go together. Common ratio is the constant between the consecutive terms. So that's what you're multiplying it by. So determining if it's an arithmetic sequence. So in order to determine if it's an arithmetic sequence, I have to find the common difference. Now the common difference is what it goes up by every time. So this goes up by 2, up by 2, up by 2. So the common difference is 2. And it does go up by the constant every time, so it is arithmetic. Now, this one goes up by 5, and then it goes up by 10, and then it goes up by 20. If I look at that, this is actually saying times 2 every time. So this one is not arithmetic. My common ratio is 2 because that's what I'm multiplying by. This one is geometric. Here, this goes up by 2, then it goes up by 1, then it goes up by 3, then it goes up by 2. So there is not a pattern here, so this one is neither. So determine the next 3 terms of the sequence and find the common difference between the terms. So first thing we need to do is we need to figure out what we're doing here. So it looks like we're subtracting 4. So our common difference is 4. Now it wants the next 3 terms. So I have to take -1 minus 4, which is -5. Then I have to take -5 minus 4, which is -9. Then I have to take -9 minus 4, which is -13. So those are the next 3 terms in the sequence. So here's a formula. So A of n equals A sub 1 plus n minus 1 times d. So we have to figure out what these things are. So n is the independent variable. A of n is the dependent variable, and that's what we're finding, and d is the slope. So if we were to put this in function notation, that's down here. Whoops, my bad, sorry. Function notation down here. Basically, all I change is the A sub n to f of n. So use the arithmetic sequence to complete the following. Write an equation for the nth term of the arithmetic sequence. So I need to know what my equation is again. So it's A sub n equals A sub 1, which is the first term, plus n minus 1 times d, or the slope, or whatever it's going up by, the common difference. So this one's -5, -5, so my common difference is -5. Now, this is term 1. This is term 2, term 3, term 4. So if we were to look at that, each one is our specific term, so those are our n's. So my first term of this, a sub 1, is 13. So I start what I first have, and then I have the n minus 1 times the common difference. And that's a sub n. Now it says find the 20th term. So n equals 20. So I would say a sub 20 equals 13 plus 20 minus 1 times negative 5. So I know I have to do order of operations. So 20 times 1 is 19. 19 times negative 5 plus 13. Just go ahead and bring everything else down. 19 times negative 5 is negative. It's not letting me write. Let me write up there. It's negative. We're going to go up here. Negative 95. And I still have this 13 plus the negative 95. So my 20th term, a sub 20, is going to equal negative 82. So I just did the math. Table shows Prita's school lunch account for the next week. Write a function of f and n to represent the sequence. So first thing I have to do is find the common difference. So I take 17.35 minus 1470. So that goes down by negative 265. So that equals D. So I can write an equation now because my first term is this. That equals a sub 1. So a sub n equals 1735 plus n minus 1 times my common difference, which is negative 265. Now, it says a function, so I'm just going to change my a of n to function notation. And that's my equation. So Randy has been training for a marathon. It is important for her to keep a constant pace. She records her time each mile for the first 7 miles. So at mile 1, she ran 10 minutes and 30 seconds. At mile 2, she ran 21 minutes. So I have to take 21, and remember 10 minutes and 30 seconds is 10.5. So my common difference, my D, is 10.5. So I can use my equation now. So I have a sub n equals a sub 1, which is 10.5 plus n minus 1 times 10.5. So how long will it take her to run 26.2 miles? So now I need to find A of 26.2. So that equals 10.5 plus 26.2 minus 1 times 10.5. So 26.2 minus 1 is 25.2. Bring everything else down. So I'm going to do the 25.2 times 10.5. So that's 264.6. And then I bring the 10.5 down here. Then I'm going to add it. So it is 275 minutes, 75.1 minutes equals A 26.2. Okay, that's it. That's sequences. We will do the notes on Monday.